Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So just as a reminder, all of my books, my PDFs, downloadable dating relationship books are on sale right now, 40% off till the 31st of December. Use the code return to power, one word. And for the men who have always wanted to take the Cracked Female Code course, it is a 5 or 6 day course depending on how we set it up. I'm giving a major discount up until the 31st of this month. You can put a down payment down between now and the 31st and then set up a date between now and the end of January, maybe till February 15th. And also between now till December 31st, I've marked all of my one-on-one coaching, energy healing, emotional healing, narcissist abuse healing, one-on-one coaching sessions down to $79. Normally I have a sliding scale between $125 to $250. So you can do one session or as many sessions as you can fit in between now and the 31st of December. And remember, as always, if you want to donate to the channel to support this channel, there's a PayPal link right there in the description box. You can make any level of donation that you like to. Alright. Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you all for your support. I very much appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so you might have what we call, or at least what I call, a rejection wound. Sorry, a rejection wound. The music will go down in 4 seconds. So a rejection wound is kind of, it impacts you in a big way. It affects every area of your life, and it especially affects relationships and dating. Now, this may be affecting your life and you don't even know it, yet it's really impacting your life in a very powerful way, in a negative way. Okay, so just yesterday, I think it was on Facebook, it might have been YouTube Shorts. There was a short video. It was talking about a baby elephant where the mother stepped on it and basically kind of broke its ribs and bones or whatever it broke. And they had to take it away and let it heal up for I don't know how long. But the baby was only about 5 months old when they brought it back to the mother to see if the mother would reject it again. So they were terrified it was going to step on it again. Sure enough, they let the baby in with the mother, and the mother kicked the baby like really hard, and then the zookeepers rushed in to separate them. And they took the baby into another room, and the baby was crying and crying and crying. They said it cried for 5 hours while the zookeeper was holding its head. Now, it wasn't crying from physical pain, it was crying from emotional pain because the mother had just flat out rejected it completely. Now, this can carry on throughout a life. Now, what happens is when you get rejected, especially at a young age, especially by your mother, this can have an effect on each and every single, not only friendship or relationship or dating that you have, but every interaction with another human being. Any little thing can be then perceived as, because it's being filtered through a filter of rejection, it can be perceived as being rejected once again, even though you're not. Now, this will cause an energetic charge or an emotional charge, which is energy. And by the way, what I'm going to talk about is pure science. It's pure physics. I'm talking about atoms, electrons, particles, etc. that spin and spin and spin. These things are what creates emotions, okay? And this is what creates energy. Now, when anyone gets near that energy field, or even if you talk to someone across the world through the phone or anything like that, they get caught up in this energy, this vibration. So 2 things can happen. Number 1, they get caught up in your rejection energy and they reject you. They don't even know they're doing it. And they may make up some kind of logical reason like, well, because his shoes were purple. People don't know why they're doing what they're doing, because a lot of this is about our own energy. This is why some people's energies mix and some people's energies don't. So here's a little thing about energy. Okay, this is physical science right here, okay? So here we go. Yes, humans are electromagnetic. This is, go to college, go to a science teacher. This is just pure fact, because their bodies produce electricity. How do you think your muscles work? Yep, electricity. How do you think your brain works? Your nervous system? Yep, electricity. Primarily through the movement of charged particles, okay, like ions in nerve and muscle cell, which is what I just said, muscle cells, etc. This creates an electrical field around your entire body and inside your body. Now, I don't know how far you went in high school as science or college, like how educated you are, but if you're not aware of this, I would highly recommend you educate yourself on the energy field around the human body and the energy field around it inside your heart, lungs, intestines, muscles, everything. Now, for many, many years, I had I had a lot of problems, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't really label it. I didn't have a word or phrase for it. In fact, this phrase I just came up with this morning. It's something I woke up with and was like, wow, that's what that is. It's a rejection wound. So people will do things and you will feel rejected, even when they are not rejecting you. So there's going to be times when someone does some little thing. Okay, for example, a long time ago, met this South Korean girl. She was here in the States getting her political science degree. And what happened was she didn't know her way around Sausalito, and she was afraid, like, hey, I'm by myself. I was like, yeah. I go, I'm actually going that way. She was riding a bike, and so was I. I go, would you like me to guide you? Because she goes, I don't know where to go. So we were up by the Golden Gate Bridge, okay? So what happened was, I'm like, well, I'm going that way. I tell you what, I'll go really slow so we can go down the hill. Because it's kind of bumpy in some places. She goes, okay. So we went really slow. We went there. And she asked me to help her find a place to return her bike that she had rented, because she was going to take the ferry back to San Francisco. And I was like, okay, well, let's look around. And I helped her find it. We found a place. So she started asking me about Sausalito, and I'm like, well, would you like me to walk you around? I can show you. It's really like 3 or 4 blocks, the main shopping area. She goes, yeah, sure. And then she asked me another thing, like, hey, what's over there? And so we're, engaging and things are going well. And then she goes, can we go on that side of the street? I'm like, yeah, sure. I go, I'm here all the time. I go, wherever you want to go. And then she goes, oh, can we go in the store? It's like, yeah, sure. So now watch this. We go into the store. And I'm looking around at stuff, because I'd never actually been in the store, and she went to somewhere else in the store. I wasn't really paying attention. And I look up and I look around, and like, she's not there. And I'm kind of walking around like, shit, she's not here. I go, did she fucking leave? And so then I walked outside thinking, maybe she's out front. Maybe she thought I left. So I'm looking around, and she's nowhere to be found. She's gone. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was getting pissed. I was getting hurt. Because I'm thinking, what the fuck did I do? You asked me if we could go in the store, and I said, whatever you want to do. And I'm like, now here's what my mind was thinking. What, is she acting like I was too clingy? Or because I was on the other side of the store. I wasn't even near her. I didn't even notice where she went. So I call it rejection wound. Some people might call it an abandonment wound. But my rejection wound started flaring up, and at the time I didn't even call it that. I didn't even know I didn't even know there was anything going on. I mean, inside me. Now I'm hurt, and what was I thinking? I was thinking, God, like why does this always happen to me? Like, what am I doing wrong? And now here's what happens. I went back in my brain thinking, okay, what was the last thing we said? She said, can we go in here? And I said, sure, it's your vacation, whatever you want to do, go ahead. And I'm thinking, how could that possibly upset someone? Now, she speaks very good English, by the way. She's going to university here in the United States, so she speaks very good English. I mean, like, really good. Not perfect, but really good. I'm like, there's no way that could have upset her. And then I remember at one point, I looked up and I asked this lady that worked there about one of the things they sold. And I'm like, did she get jealous or something? Because I was asking a question about one of the products? Like, but this is what happens when one of your wounds, now there's more than just a rejection wound, abandonment wound, there's other ones. But this is what happens is you automatically think, well, what did I do wrong? What happened? So then I remember when we were across the street, I accidentally barely bumped into her jacket, barely touched her. I go, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to touch you. And she kind of laughed. She goes, oh, no worries, and she laughed. She's genuinely happy and smiley. And I thought, did that offend her? This is what a rejection wound looks like. And this is what happens when you overthink things. This is what causes you to overthink things. You have a wound that's already there. She didn't do it. She didn't do anything wrong. And yet you're feeling this like you got punched in the solar plexus, or it tightened up and it kind of hurts, and you kind of can't breathe deep, and you're feeling bad, and like, and you're thinking like, why does this always happen to me? And for some of you guys, you just won't date because you're too afraid. You're thinking like, oh, well, there's something about me that people don't like. And, there's something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's this. And you go online like, oh, do I have this? Am I this? Do I do, and you'll even take maybe even dating courses thinking, oh, they're going to have the answer. Well, this is really a healing answer, or an energy healing answer that you're looking for. It's not really a dating thing, but it will affect that part of your life and other parts of your life. Now, another thing is it will make you feel like you're not, what's the word, like you don't fit in. Like, I don't know why people just don't seem to invite me over, or I don't fit in, I don't feel comfortable, or I just don't think people like me. Like all of those things, like you don't feel like you belong, you feel alone, like you spend a lot of time alone. So you're like, yeah, okay, I don't want anyone to get mad at me, so I'm just going to go home. And so you spend a lot of time alone. So I got on my bike and I started riding up the block, and sure enough, she's walking back to the store, and I stopped and I'm like, did I do something wrong? She goes, no, why? I'm like, well, why did you just leave? Why didn't you just say goodbye? Because we were supposed to hang out for about another hour and a half or so before she got on the ferry. She wanted me to walk her to the ferry, and when it was time to go. So I'm like, is everything okay? I go, did I do something wrong? She's like, no, why? I'm like, well, why did you just leave? And she goes, my mom called me. I didn't want to talk in the store. I was like, oh, okay. But here's the thing. I didn't believe her. And she sensed that, which didn't make her feel comfortable anymore. Now here's the thing. That little bit that I already said made her feel uncomfortable. Like, well, why do you think I did something wrong? Why did you think I abandoned you? Why? So now she's going, oh shit, this guy's got issues. Do you see how that works? And then they start pulling away. And then your filter goes, see, nobody likes me. All it is your energy field creating all these emotions and feelings, and this pang, this sharp, feeling in your solar plexus, your gut, and you say the wrong things because it puts you in this mental space of, oh, no one likes me, and then you say that or something like, why'd you walk away? Like, what did I do wrong? And she's like, what are you talking about? I just went outside to talk to my mom. And now she's thinking, wow, that's a really insecure guy. Now, do you see how diabolical this stuff is? Now, what the male brain wants to do is like, well, what's the right thing to say? Oh my God, you're no, wrong. See, your logical brain always wants to go, what's the right thing to say? Man, you would have to, like, it's like you think like memorizing 1,000 different things to say in 1,000 different situations, depending on what happens, when, who says what, when, where. Like literally, you're going to be a freaking robot, and you're never going to say the right thing. Especially if you're coming from that place. Remember, all my books are on sale, 40% off. Use a return to power. That's the code. It's one word together, not like in an image, and you'll get 40% off. Now, here's the right way, the correct way, and the simple way. You heal this emotional wound, and none of that comes up. She walked outside. So what? You don't even think about it. You might walk outside, wonder where she's at, in a calm, relaxed way, and she may show up and she may not. Worst case scenario, like, wow, that was weird. She's a weirdo, and you walk away. And if she does walk up, you just kind of casually, comfortably look at her, and she goes, oh, sorry, I was talking to my mom, blah, blah, she just called, I didn't want to talk in the store. Because, by the way, here's one thing I didn't notice until literally a day after. I was like, it was really quiet in that store, now that I think about it. And for her to blah, 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 talk to her mom over the phone probably would have been pretty rude. So she was just trying to be respectful. So she may have walked up and said, oh, I was talking to my mom, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Like, hey, let's go get some ice cream, or let's go get a bite to eat, or let's go buy the water, See, it's not, if you keep thinking about, oh, what's the right thing to say, you're going to lose. You will always lose. You're gonna continue to repeat this cycle of this abandonment wound or this rejection wound. Because trust me, when I had that pang in my gut, she felt it when she walked up. Like, I remember she walked up, oh, and whoa, shit. Like, before I even said anything, she kind of tightened up and she pulled her head away about an inch or so, and she tightened her face like, oh, had like a fake smile, like, oh, shit. And at that point, she wanted to get out of there. Humans pick up on other feelings and emotions that people are having inside. Even if you don't even say nothing, you can feel it. Men generally tend not to be conscious of it because they generally tend to be in their left brain, but women are very conscious of it because they're in their right brain, which connects to the nerves, which are all throughout their body. So they're connected to the feelings that their body is picking up from wherever they're at or who they're around. Now, the reason why I bring this up is, number one, this was an issue that I've had my entire life until I cleared it. Now that I've cleared it, I can hear when other people say stuff like, oh, well, I'm just this and no one likes me. And I'm like, man, I used to be that guy. I used to always say that. The thing with me, though, is I had such a desire to live a great life and have fun and have a girlfriend and sex and, everything, make money, work. I fought through it. Big time, and I just faced it and dealt with it each and every time, and girlfriend after girlfriend would leave me and break up with me, and it was just one thing after another, and I'm like, what is going on? And then it kind of came up. Now I go to an energy healer, and she helps me with my stuff, and I do energy healing work on myself. That is possible. Generally, you kind of want to go to someone else, but it allowed me to clear it one day, and when it came up out of nowhere, I was like, man, that's a rejection wound. And you bring these issues into every relationship and experience that you have, whether it's a work relationship, a customer relationship, dating, meeting a girl, talking to a girl, approaching a girl, being in a relationship, dealing with your family members, a friend, stranger that you met on the street that's asking for directions. I mean, it's not like it goes away when you don't want it. No, it's there all the time. And it's a filter. It filters every experience that you have. So somebody could be nice to you and you're thinking, oh, they're rejecting me, or oh, I've got a bad feeling in my gut, because it's going through that filter. When you clear the wound, the filter goes away, and then you can see things for the way they are. So as I look back on this young lady, she wasn't rejecting me at all. Her mother called. She wanted to be respectful of the people in the store, and she stepped out. That's all it was. But damn, did I make a whole lot out of it. It's like, that's what's called making a mountain out of a molehill. It's like, Mike, she just walked out of the store for a minute. That's all it was. I feel sorry for her because and I didn't overdo it, but it was enough for her to go, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm like, well, did I do something wrong? What happened? Are you, did you try to get away? And I think I even said, were you hiding? And I bet she's like, oh my God, I gotta get away from this guy. The shit we put women through, and then the worst part is a lot of men will then turn around and yell at them and blame them. I said yell at them and then blame them, and they're just going, dude, I just stepped out the fucking door. I don't even know you. I just met you 2 hours ago. This is why healing is so important. When you heal your emotions and stuff, all of this stuff starts going away. Now it's not an overnight thing, but you learn how to recognize this stuff. You learn how to be in the present moment. Oh, wait a minute. This is just my issue coming up. And then put it off and realize oh, she just walked out the door. And then realize oh, I've got more stuff to work on here. So then you go back to your therapist, which is me. By the way, I do therapy, guys, if you don't know that. I'm also an energy healer, and I specialize in emotional healing and energy healing. Okay? Now, here's the deal. I was abandoned pretty much almost at birth. My mother started beating me when I was 8 months old, and younger than that, she would say some of the most horrendous stuff you could say to a little infant, little 3-month, 4-month, 5-month-old little baby. She started beating me when I was quiet, asleep in bed at midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Randomly, just would pick a night and just walk and just start wailing on me with a belt. I was 8 months old when this started, and this didn't stop until I was about 12 or 13 years old. She purposely would humiliate me in front of my friends, reject me in front. She came to my high school graduation and was just had all this fun with my friends. But when I walked up and gave her a hug, she pushed me away in front of all of them and gave me this hate-filled look you cannot imagine. And all my friends were like, oh my God. And it's like, it was just, she rejected me from day one to the last day. And this rejection wound carried with me throughout my entire life until I healed it. And it affected every single dating relationship I was in. It caused me to not approach women. Now, luckily, I was a fairly good-looking guy. I didn't know it until about 10 years ago. I had no idea I was a good-looking guy. And women would approach me, and that's how I got dates. That's how I got to go out. But then I would ruin it. Now, here's another way this rejection or abandonment wound will affect you. Because here's what's really going on. That baby elephant's mom, it wasn't rejecting the baby. It was rejecting itself. For whatever reason, it didn't feel worthy of love, of being loved. And this baby represented all the love in the world, the most amazing love in the world. So when it kicked the baby away, it was basically saying, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this love. Now the same thing with my mom. She could be friendly with total strangers. Now she never went to one of my, did she? Maybe she went to 1 or 2 high school games. But she didn't know anybody at my school. She never met any of the parents. She just, nobody. Okay? So here's the deal. She can go to one graduation and be friends with people. Oh, you're my Kollin's mom. She can be friends with total strangers because there's no close love happening. And she knows after this, they're not going to come around. So when someone came into her life, such as me, that was this ball of love, well, she didn't feel worthy of it. She didn't feel good about herself. So when she rejected me, she was really rejecting herself. Now, I didn't know that growing up. I just figured this out so many years ago. And it finally made sense to me. Now here's the thing, watch this. I had a hard time, very hard time until very recently, to allow myself to receive money. So money for me was always up and down, up and down. It was gone, I'd spend it. I felt bad when I had it. Because part of the rejection wound is you reject yourself from making money, receiving money, getting the job of your dreams. You'll say the stupidest thing. Oh, why did I say that in the interview? Oh, God, why did I say that to the girl? That girl I really like. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because you don't feel worthy. And that rejection will push away opportunities. It'll push away money. It'll push away beautiful girls. It'll push away whatever because you feel like, oh, see, it's like it's an unconscious thing that it's like you are rejecting you. Does this make sense now? I have a feeling you're pondering your life right now. Here's the really cool thing. When you heal this, it's like the doors open up. Money comes in, girls come in, clients come in, job opportunities. It's just like it just comes in. It's because when you're around people, you have this open energy and it feels good to be around you. And what happens is now that energy affects them in an open way. So like, hey, do you want a job? Hey, man, do you want to learn that technical skill? Come on by, I'll show you. Or like, hey, man, I know this really wonderful girl I think that you'd like. Like things just happen. And here's the other side of it. You don't reject it at all. So energetically you're open, so now opportunities are coming in. And on the other hand of it, you're not rejecting them. Let me give you an example. So, okay, I'm going to give you one example. So I had a client, a really rich person, very wealthy, lived in Piedmont, California, very wealthy, very powerful area, senators, judges, Nobel Peace Prize winners live there. I mean, this is the rich of the rich, the powerful of the powerful. These are people that run the country, literally. So I've gotten to know this guy after a period of time, and he said, hey, my daughter's birthday's coming up. Can you help out? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went over there. And I helped him blow up some balloons and set stuff up. And it took us about 4 hours or something like that. Well, he invited the neighbors, which were, all these people, by the way. And at that party, I met 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners. And I met a judge. I met a senator. So it was or I should say former senator. So it was getting late. It was probably 9 o'clock or 10. I was like, okay, I'm going to head out. He walked me to the door. He goes, hey, here you go, man. I'm like, what's this? He goes, well, I got to pay you. I'm like, for what? I'm just wanted to help out with your kid's, birthday. He goes, well, no, I actually invited you over to actually help me because, I needed help doing this. And I'm like, really? He pulls out $600. I'm like, for what? I go, I just blew up some freaking balloons and set them up. He goes, well, just take it. I'm like, I can't take that. He goes, why? And I go, well, that's just too much. And he goes, well, how much do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, here. And he took $400 and he shoved it in my hand. He goes, take it. Now, you got to understand, this guy was a multimillionaire. This was nothing to this guy. So here's the deal. Believe it or not, you've rejected money and you weren't even conscious of it. You've rejected women that were picking up on you. You've rejected all kinds of stuff in your life because you felt rejected. It's like a reverse mirror effect where it causes you to unconsciously reject other things. By the way, I don't reject money anymore. I know it sounds stupid, but man, when I popped out of it, I looked back in my life at how many times I said no, to opportunities to go to certain college. You know what? I was invited to be a professor at the University of JFK here in the Bay Area. It's in Orinda, which is a very well-respected psychology university. They are cutting-edge psychology. Because I was an NLP trainer, like, we want you to be a professor here. They're like, we're going to give you a free place to live. We're going to give you an allowance for transportation, for clothing, for, all kind of, for food. And I was like, oh, no. And I turned it down. And they were begging me to come in the door. And my dumbass said no. And the guy's like, why? I go, well, I don't have a doctorate degree. He goes, oh, you don't need a doctorate degree. I'm like, well, I don't even have a master's degree. He goes, you don't need a master's degree? I'm like, are you sure? He goes, yeah. He goes, we're a private university. He goes, we can hire anybody. He goes, you're an NLP trainer. I did not realize how respected NLP was at the time. That was a golden opportunity that I turned down because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I would jump on that opportunity right now in a heartbeat if they offered it to me again. As I look back, it was like I just rejected everything he kept throwing more and more things at me. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't think I can. And he was just like, what are you talking about? You're already trained. You're certified. And he was like, we need this so bad. This is the cutting edge technology right now. So that's what a rejection wound can do to your life. It can destroy it. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, all my books are on sale. Just use the code Return to Power. And also, I'm doing my normal fee is $250. Because the economy's been struggling lately, I've got a sliding scale between $125 to $250. But right now, for my Christmas special, it's $79 per session. Emotional healing, energy healing, life coaching, whatever you need. Between now and December 31st. And also for the men's Cracked Female Code course, if you want to take that course, right now is the time to do it. Make a down payment before the 31st and then set up a date between now and, let's say, January 31st. And if you really can't fit it in there, we can extend it to February 15th. And yes, I'm going to give you a major discount for this if you do it within this time frame. That's it. Use the code ONEWORD Return to Power to get any of my downloadable books for dating and relationships. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.